Hello everyone, this is Prince, and today I'm going to talk about a Chrome extension which I have developed. So this Chrome extension is named as Browsebuddy Junior. It is designed to ensure that the children who are browsing the particular website is it's getting logged and it's getting classified properly. So essentially, what we are doing here is we are making a Chrome extension which can categorize and detect, let's say, harmful language into the web page, and it also can track the screen time which children are going to spend on a particular website. So it's a mostly it's designed for like a safety tool, but it is more of a tracking tool which is for the parents. So kids can actually access the browser and they can actually go to any website. They go day to day, go through some educational content, or sometimes they go to a social media, and it's very hard for the parents to boil down what is the summary of the visits which they have done. So this tool essentially helps parents to keep a check so that the children are not suffering from, let's say, cyberbullying sometimes. So also they can go to a harmful website which essentially displays, or it also uh, provides an information which is really not good for children. So it's more of a monitoring tool which we have developed here. And to solve this detection of, let's say, a harmful or a malicious content, we have used something called as a Gemini model. Now this Gemini model is all running locally, right? So everything which a child or anyone who visits a website is not sent to a particular server. So it's all done into the browser right now. So there is no outside communication which is there, where we actually send this particular data, all the website data, to the outside world for processing. So it's good for the privacy of the children as well as the users. So now I will go through this model. So it's a Chrome extension which utilizes the Google's Gemini Nano model. It's for the AI processing, which essentially classifies or categorizes the websites, which can be an educational website or an entertainment website or a social website. It can detect cyberbullying, it can detect harmful languages in real time, it can log the instances of the websites which is asking for the personal data of a child. It can also track your chats as well. So it tracks, let's say, everything which is kind of harmful behavior. So the LLM, which is again developed by Google Gemini Nano model, can detect that particular area. It tracks, on the addition of that, it also tracks the screen time, and it definitely generates a report which is essential for parents to monitor whatever the activity which their kids are essentially doing. It's very important to make sure the data is processed locally, because sometimes all this particular content which we are browsing over the internet can be used, like it can be hacked in a way that the communication can be an issue, but all this data is getting processed locally, so we don't have to worry about that particular issue. Now, what we are using here is like a nano model, which for which we wanted to use the let's say the Chrome application. So we have developed the Chrome extension for that particular application, and it has it basically requires some of the installation things. Currently it is on the dev, so you have like it's not on the normal Google Chrome, but we have to install the Google dev for that particular version to work on. We also need some space so that the LLM model can take care of that. Then we do some one-time steps to essentially download the model. Also, making sure that, let's say, the prompt API is enabled for that particular model. And here we can actually see we make sure that the model is downloaded totally fine, right? And then what we can do is we can go to this GitHub repo, and then we can actually download this whole code base and run it over particular, let's say we can make an extension out of it. We can, let's say, enable the developer mode of it, and then it would be also available, let's say, without developer mode in the future, and we can actually load that particular extension. So I will go through the demo quickly. Yeah. So here we can see, let's say there is a extension which is seen, which is named as Browsebuddy. Now this Browsebuddy is, let's say, loaded from the GitHub repo. The code base is still same, so we can just go to this load unpacked area, and then we can select our code base. Now I have already downloaded the Chrome extension into the browser, so it's all fine. So I can just refresh it right now. Let's see the output. What the extension can do. So here we can see that we have some settings which are there for for the parents to maybe modify it. But let's say the extension can be modified with what kind of website which we are categorizing, right? So we can actually select a social media, entertainment, gaming, or a shopping website, or we can just do some content monitoring. We want to just basically deal with harmful language just only, or maybe a cyberbullying detection, or we can also do some personal information protection in this particular extension. Here the screen time limit is also set, right? So we'll get some reports out of that also. And once we let's say click on the save settings, the extension will say it's settings are saved. I can now open it again, right? And here I can actually click a generate report, which will go to the whatever the activity, user activity is there, and then you can basically generate a one-page report for that particular data. Let's open up some website so that we can see the working of our extension. So as I think students, what they do is they go to some Wikipedia pages, right, and then they try to study some materials, right. So here we are studying about the gravity anomaly. So maybe the student is interested into a particular area that he wants to study about the interstellar or the space of the world. Now here what they are doing is this: they're going to the website, studying it up, and it's all so the app is all running from the background, right. And then maybe they open up a tab, and then open up something like this, like a cyberbullying definition. But here we can see that, let's say, the student is going through some really definitely they are going through a particular content which I think the parent should know about it, right. So what parents can do is they can actually now click on the extension. They can maybe generate a report on that, right. So that can be done. Now what we can do is, let's say, spend some time on this website, right. And at the end of the day, let's say, it can also be a separate job which the children don't know. But for now, it's just a Chrome extension, click of a button, right, just to see what kind of results we are logging. So let me show you the logs of what the extension is trying to do, right. So as we can see, it's able to initialize an analyzer right now. It's able to get an object for that particular initializer, right. So here we are using the Google Nano model, the Gemini model, which has some particular tokens left, and what kind of tokens which you can use, right. It has extracted some key information on the web pages, right. So that is what it's doing. It has also processed some text for with some tokens, right. And then it's able to even let's say do some analysis, right. And as we can see, the analysis is complete here, right. uh, the Now let's generate a report, right, for that. So once we click on it, as you can see, the report is getting downloaded, and it's the report from the extension. It's essentially the particular date, right. Let's save it, and let me open it up now. Let's see what kind of reporting we have. So okay, so it's not logged with anything. Let's see if the extension is working fine here. Yeah, so I think let me re-download it. Let's see if the request is cancelled here. Okay. So sometimes I think because in the developer mode, it happens that we are not able to get that particular model running, right? So you can go through the errors, and it says its initial analysis has failed. All right, let me clear this one up. Let me reload this model, right? So yeah, again, this is in development, right, as we can see. So just let's wait for this report to get generated here. Let me again go through the gravity anomaly page, and let me inspect on that. And we want to see if the tokens are getting extracted. That is again extracted. Awesome. So here we can see the model output is now coming, right? So I think it reloaded, and then the model got loaded again, right? So there are some issues which I think will be resolved by even the Google team going forward, that like once the model is loaded, the session is all fine, right? So we need to put some checks on that. But as we can see, we have some analysis done here, right? It's a cyberbullying thing, and there's no personal information exposed, and then the risk level is low here, right? Let me maybe open up another page which is for the cyberbullying, and if I see the logs for that particular, yeah. So yeah, there is some things which I think the user is visiting on, right? So it's getting classified, right? It's getting analyzed on that, right? Now let's close it up and see if we can get a fingers crossed we get a report out of it. So let's generate that report. It's getting downloaded. As you can see, it's getting downloaded into the new file, and let's see that file whether we can catch all the things. Yeah, so as we can see, it's the user has, I think the cyberbullying got locked up, but I think the other thing never came up. The gravity anomaly was never locked here, right? Because what we wanted is just to tag some data which is for the harmful level content, right? So what we got some data was according to that particular prompt, where we said that only the high level risk can be logged here, right? So let's say for each individual setup, we are getting some particular keys, which is for inappropriate language. As we can see, there is none right now, and then there is a no I think personal information which is exposed here, right? So this is also low risk, but as we can see, the level of let's say risk is high for the cyberbullying, which is because of the harmful content which I think the user is visiting, right? So that kind of things are getting locked. So as we can see, it's very quick in nature. It's not doing any calls which is going to a server and doing anything which involves a server API call, right? So it's all done locally, right, and into the browser definitely. And then as we can see, this browser is essentially like a simple tool which we can load it into Chrome, and the users like here the users are basically children, right? Which we can make sure that some kind of automations are done to generate the report, and then we can have some sheets getting prepared for the parents, where children's whatever they are visiting is getting logged, right? So that even it's not a mainly it's not a preventive tool. It's just a monitoring tool. Just wanted to let the parents know about what the children are getting involved with, right? And again, like it's sometimes there can be false positives also, right? So there can be some incorrect information, but definitely over time, the LLM model is very quick to detect anything which is there in the web page, right? So what we can do is we can add multiple layers of filters. Let's say checking the images or the other kind of information in that particular web page, just to make sure that everything which the children is seeing is good for that particular behavior. So this was a quick demo of the Chrome extension which I have developed, which is Browsebuddy, right? Hope the product made sense for the team. So thank you, and do try it out. The whole code base is also available right now, and in this particular GitHub link, we can actually read that how we can use this particular extension going forward. So I hope you like the product, and thank you for giving us the time to listen to this particular demo.